And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And here we go, the battle between conferences. It's East versus West, where the Indiana Pacers will be looking to make a statement. And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Nene is out there with Batum. Then there's Irving. Then it's Chris. Middleton, and it's Whiteside in the pivot spot, manning the middle. And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season, averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year, and it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he had.
Williams passes to Varejao. Outside Anthony. From downtown. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Outside Irving. Dishes to Whiteside. In the corner, Middleton with it. Nene kicks to Irving. Just 4 to shoot. And that one's good.
You know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
Minnesota on D. Crawford outside. Favors with the screen. Crawford with the ball. Now guarded by Middleton. Just 5 to shoot. Stolen by Nene. Batum with the ball. Here's Irving. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. And so it's Indiana with it. Crawford against Batum. Crawford kicks to Favors. Can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Whiteside. For Minnesota, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Irving dishes to Whiteside. Timberwolves passing it around. 5 on the clock. Here's Irving. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
And Kevin, that's a really sweet stroke from Irving there.
Irving against Williams. Favors with the screen. Crawford kicks to Williams. Goes up on the wing. And good on the basket. Book it. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Outside Irving. He dishes it to Middleton. Nene, the pass to Irving. Nene against Favors. The shot by Nene, no good. Pacers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Irving against Williams. Crawford is screen on Irving. Williams against Irving. Pass to Anthony. No luck. And Minnesota will come the other way. Pacers didn't have the year they wanted to last season. Still, their defense was right near the top. They kind of hang their head on that, don't they?
Exactly. I mean, that is what this team's culture is all about, defense. And even in a down year, they were very hard to play against for other teams.
Verajao setting the pick for Crawford. Williams dishes to Crawford. From deep. Minnesota with the rebound.
And the Pacers defense as strong as ever. And you mentioned 4th in points allowed in terms of their opponents. How about 3rd also in opponent field goal percentage?
Kicks it down to Middleton. Derek Favors with the rebound. Indiana leading. Williams with the ball. Now guarded by Middleton. Williams a screen. And Favors kicks to Crawford. Favors passes to Verajao. That's good. Minnesota with the ball.
You know, with the Pacers, a lot of their success on defense comes from protecting the rim and controlling the boards. They were top 5 in the NBA in rebounds per game. They know that hitting the boards is a big part of being a good defensive team.
Fades. And the shot no good, a bit short. Williams kicks to Favors. Picked by Williams. There's Crawford with the 3. Kept alive by Indiana. And there's the foul. It's on Nicholas Batum. That's his first foul. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Chris Kaman is checked in for Verajao. Ilyasova comes in for Derek Favors. Richardson, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And John Jack is subbed in for Williams. Timberwolves also changing it up. Lopez, he's checked in for Whiteside. Solomon Hill comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Vasquez in for Chris Middleton. So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
And last season, really a tale of 2 halves for the Wolves. When Ricky Rubio returned from injury, they just looked so much more in sync as a team.
Porter's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. Portis is checked in for the Timberwolves. McLemore has come in for Vasquez. Came in a screen. And Jack, here we go. And here we go. Fast break. McLemore's got it. That's good.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throw tonight.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
It's Richardson on the wing. Indiana again missing. Well, the Wolves improved just very slightly last year in terms of wins, Clark. The quality of play on the floor, though, was visible.
Yeah, and you know, the team's point differential was a lot better with Rubio in the lineup. They did have some big wins over quality teams, and Rubio's impact was certainly noticeable.
Now Jack following the three-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. Came in a screen. Richardson with it. Guarded now by Irving. Shot clock at 3. Hits the front of the rim and out.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
To the paint. There's the feed to Hill. Kicks to Lopez. Unloads from 13. To the wing on the left. McLemore inside the line. And that misses. That would have put him up. Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to the Celtics in Boston. Jack against Hill. And Jack kicks to Richardson. The shot no good.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
Came in a screen. Richardson dishes to Jack. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Minnesota's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Lopez right side. They double him with Kaman. Irving against Richardson. Irving passes to Portis. That gives them the lead. Portis has got his first points of the night.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And the Pacers call time here.
And now, let's hear it for yours.
And for Kyrie Irving, it had been a long time coming. Last season, he finally played in his first postseason with the Cavs. And up until the unfortunate injury, he certainly made the most of it.
Some changes here for the Pacers. Anthony comes in for Porter. And it's Crawford in for Richardson. Minnesota also making some changes. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Portis. And it's Vasquez in for Kyrie Irving. And Jack kicks to Anthony. They need this one. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Anthony's got it all tied up now for the Pacers. And think again about the playoffs last year, Clark. They weren't all sunshine and roses for Irving. He had to play through a tough leg injury in the conference semifinals, and of course the injury in the finals, the fractured kneecap, and he was gone.
Yeah, that was really painful to watch, seeing him go out for the rest of the playoffs with that fractured kneecap. A freak injury, but he'll grow from it and be better.
And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Indiana's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Outside check. He kicks to Anthony. Off the pick. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
Came in a screen. It could go. And no good trying to get that one. It's a tie game in Indiana. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we have seen from Indiana. What do you think?
And it's really about limiting their mistakes. And early on, they've been able to do that here in the first.
And, guys, I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways, and that's allowed them to widen that turnover margin.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for Indiana, they've got Favors. Crawford out there with Williams. Then there's Anderson Varejao. And it's Anthony in at the 3. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Favors. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Favors got the first basket of the second quarter for the Pacers. A young team trying to find their place in the league can have it tough on the road, Clark, and the 2015 Timberwolves typified that sentiment.
In spades, 7-34 on the road last season. Dead last in the West as they won only 3 road games against the rest of the conference.
Now here's Anthony. He's got 5 to the inside. A shot by Varejao, wide open. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper. Vasquez kicks to Middleton. Kicks it out to Vasquez. From 12 feet out. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
And with the Wolves on the road, that they shot threes better and had better offense, they would still lose by double digits on average.
Crawford, no one around him. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Crawford's got the lead up to 3 now for the Pacers. The Timberwolves shoot 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. Vasquez kicks to Hill. The pass to Whiteside. It's deflected, and they get it back. Tries again. Vasquez can't get it to go.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room. And, you know, guys, for the Wolves on the road last year, it was hard because they are in the West. I mean, we've talked before about how far they have to travel as a team for their road game.
That is good. And it's 7 points for Carmelo Anthony.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Pacers leading by 5. And Varejao kicks to Williams. Back to Varejao. There's a screen by Williams. Pulls from the top of the key. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anderson Varejao. That's his first foul. Minnesota making some changes. Batum comes in for Solomon Hill. And Irving subbed in for Vasquez. Nene, the screen. Batum inside the three-point line. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That's his first foul. The Minnesota Timberwolves come into this one following a loss to Golden State. Williams dishes to Favors. Back to Williams. Shot clock at 6. Jumper off the screen. No good. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Feeds it to Middleton. Passes it to Whiteside. On the wing, Irving. Covered by Anthony. Well, what a season for Kyrie Irving last year. Huge moments for him. 57-point outburst against San Antonio. That was a new franchise record for the Cavs.
I think a lot of it was finally being able to play with other all-stars, quite honestly, Kevin. But you can't discount the work Irving put into the offseason to be ready for the regular season.
And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. That'll be a 5-second call.
That's their first of the game, though, so sharp passing has helped them to craft this lead.
Here's Irving. Gets that one to drop. That's his third field goal in 8 tries. Indiana leading by 5. The dish to Carmelo. Back to Williams. Favors with a screen on Irving. 5 on the clock. Williams. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Well, for Darren Williams, the injury-riddled campaigns just keep piling up.
Yeah, it's almost difficult to watch considering how good he was when he was healthy. I mean, you're talking about one of the most explosive players in the game over the last decade at the point guard spot. But the injuries, hard to overcome.
Right side a screen. Irving kicks to Nene. And it's blocked. And here we go. Fast break. Crawford's got it. Count that one. And that's now 9 points for Carmelo Anthony. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for Indiana.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And the intensity is carried over into their ability to get out in passing lanes and really be disruptive in terms of their opponent's offense.
Here's Middleton. Plays it up and banks it in. Middleton's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall. And guys, for Darren Williams last season, all those injuries finally affected his shooting. 39% from the field last year, the second lowest mark of his career, and he just couldn't create space or elevate to get the clean looks he had grown accustomed to.
Irving, good. Pacers leading by 5. And here is Williams. Anthony sets the pick for Williams. Pick by Verejao. Crawford outside. The shot is off. So Minnesota will take it the other way. Middleton the pass to Nene. Timberwolves passing it around. Batum wide open. He fires. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Boy, last season, Hassan Whiteside made a huge splash in the NBA. Big blocks, big rebound totals, but he had some head-scratching moments as well. Missed his share of action due to suspensions.
Indiana making some changes. Chris Kamen's checked in for Verejao. Richardson comes in for Jamal Crawford. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Williams. Minnesota also making some changes. Robin Lopez is checked in for Whiteside. Perkins comes in for Nene. And McLemore subbed in for Chris Middleton. And GA, as you said with Whiteside, his fiery attitude flared up a few times last season, and it hurt his team more than once in Miami.
No doubt, and it's something that he has got to work on. I mean, he's proven that he can be a big-time player in this league, but he can't have the mental lapses that get him tossed from games and hurt his team.
Screened by Perkins. Irving kicks to Batum. Again, Batum missing. Pacers leading by 4. Jack with it. He's picked up by Irving. Irving against Jack. Pass to Richardson. Came in a screen. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, GA, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
Yeah, as a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season-high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
Anthony left side. Lock at 6. .130 left in the second quarter. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far. Back to Irving. He feeds it to Lopez. Irving against Jack. Irving kicks to Lopez. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 3 assists tonight.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
And Jack, here we go. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
You know, as I watched Derek Favors last season, he continued to develop his offense. He was a big, unpolished athlete coming into the league. Had some conditioning problems, but now it seems like he's on track to be a force as a power forward.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Hill comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Vasquez in for Kyrie Irving. And McLemore kicks to Vasquez. Hill, no good.
Well, I like the defense there. Right up in his grill, didn't give him a chance.
Anthony dishes to Jack. Came in a screen. Richardson with it. He's picked up by Hill. And Hill over to help. Dishes it to Carmelo. Unloads from 9. Here's Favors. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And the second free throw, good. Got it up. And that's not going to go. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Pacers lead by 7. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. And the third quarter about ready to get underway.
Anthony was playing great. He has 11 points, and he's rejected a shot over the course of the game, too.
And it easily could have been more. He's played an effective game at that end of the floor.
Let's take him back.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. You have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
And, Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he adds a lot more to his totals after the break.
Timberwolves trail by 7 on the court for Minnesota. Batum is up there with Nene. Then there's Whiteside. Then there's Irving. And it's Middleton in at the 2. Irving misses. Jack with it. He's picked up by Irving. Jack passes to Favors. Lock at 6. He dishes it to Anthony. Here's Kaman. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Whiteside. Came in a screen. Outside Jack. Pass to Richardson. Down low. 4 on the clock. And it's Anthony again missing. Timberwolves trail by 7. Irving drives in. Anthony with the block.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Kicks it to Jack. Back to Anthony. Now the feed to Favors. 5 on the clock. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the way up. Favors has got the lead up to 9 now for Indiana. Irving against Jack. The pass to Whiteside. And it's Middleton penetrating. And the rejection by Favors. And a fast break now for the Pacers. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Jack against Middleton. High arcing shot. And Favors kicks to Jack. Richardson against Irving. Here's Favors. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Favors has got 4 points this quarter. Minnesota really had a rough year last season. A lot of people know that, obviously. A lot to do with their defense. Greg struggled in almost every defensive metric.
Yeah, and, you know, they struggled at times guarding the basketball, but ultimately I think the biggest issue for them was their inability to protect the rim. That's an area and a point of emphasis that has to improve for this young team.
Here's Kaman following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Timberwolves trail by 9.
You know, with the Timberwolves in their defense, it was the league's worst in opponent field goal percentage. Also dead last in field goal percentage, which takes threes into account for the value they add. So near the bottom of the league in block shots as well. Hard to win when you're struggling in those areas.
Feeds it to Richardson. Back to Jack. Launches a 3, but they'll get another chance. Anthony in the corner. Goes back up. And the layup is good. Anthony's got 13 points.
And really, overall, the defense was just very poor. The defensive field goal percentage at the rim, worst in the league last season. And you don't have to block them all, but you need to do a better job of challenging shots, something the Wolves are going to have to work on.
And a wide open look for Irving. Again, Irving missing.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Just 3 to shoot. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Indiana making some changes. Anderson. Zhao.